All right, Cello. We're going to actually do it right this time. And so what's the correct way? Light this up first, right? The stage. Right?
Yeah.
And then the Palo Santo after?
Mm-hmm.
Cello got it wrong 2 weekends ago. What's going to be the intention for this podcast? For all the content we do?
For it to reach the right audience. Oy.
What else?
For sure to cleanse the space or the studio.
Okay. All right. So welcome back to Nomas podcast. My name is Angel Houseman, and we have
Cello once again.
This is going to be episode 126. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We do a podcast every Wednesday, 6 p.m. I might change the time to early mornings. What do you think about that?
I say stick to the afternoon.
Why do you say that?
Because mostly everybody works and nobody has time in the morning to be scrolling.
Okay. If you currently watch some of the podcasts week by week, or if you're new to the podcast, please let me know if 6 o'clock on Wednesdays will work for you, or do you guys even care what time it's posted? Because a lot of the times people watch content just whenever they have a chance, right? Let's say even if I posted at freaking 6 o'clock, they might not even watch it until the following day or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I personally, I think I'll leave it at 6 p.m. Yeah. Plus it gives me a little bit more time to do the thumbnails and things like that. So cool. All right. What you think of the last podcast I did with Paloma with Reborn Dolls?
Dude, I changed my mind. And after watching the podcast, I did feel bad.
Yeah? Why? Talk to me about your initial thoughts on just by seeing her account and seeing her type of content.
Okay, so my initial thoughts were that I was like, dude, why would somebody want a doll like that? That's kind of weird.
But you had also mentioned that a lot of people get those type of dolls.
Because, I wasn't done saying what I was going to say.
Okay, go for it.
But, I was going to go there that I was like, okay, I would get it. If you had a miscarriage and that was maybe your coping mechanism, even though I don't think that would be the best way to approach it. Or if you don't have, if you can't have kids, and that would be another way for that to help you. And then when I saw the whole thing of her having the formula can, I was like, why would you go and buy formula when there's a lot of the times, especially now with the baby, right now she's on toddler formula, but before there would be the specific brand that she drinks, it's Kinder Milk. So there would be a lot throughout this first year. There's been a lot of formula shortages. And same thing with other brands. It's not just for that one. So I'm like, why would you go and buy formula for a doll that's not going to take it? And you don't even know if there's a formula shortage and you're taking it away from somebody else. But then she explained that the formula was just an empty can that her friend would give her. And then she would do her own mixture, and she would make it seem like if it was a real bottle, but it wasn't. So then I was like, oh shit, I'll take that back. Yeah. And then she started mentioning how a lot of people with autism or different things have these dolls for them to get for them to be calm. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I get that too. So she started giving all these different points of view, and I was like, damn, me from an outsider perspective, that's the first thing that I thought. But then her giving her point of view, then that made me change my mind.
Yeah. And because we're talking about the last episode that I did with Paloma with the Reborn dolls. Ideally, it's just those dolls that look super, super realistic. And so she's a collector. I think she mentioned she had 9 of them. And what she explained on that podcast and the conversation, it's that she just loves these type of dolls. And it so happens that she does content around these type of dolls to post, and I guess the majority of our audience is other collectors that collect these dolls, but also
mainly kids.
Yeah, within her audience, it's also girls that they wish they had these type of dolls.
I think what got me the most was when she was explaining about that little girl that she had this doll like made out of rags.
Yeah.
And that she was like, oh, I love your doll. I wish I had the dolls that you have. And I was like, fuck. Like,
yeah. And also I think it was her tia that reached out to her, telling her that, hey, you know what? I think she consumes you because you feel that void for her, because her both, I think
her
she
mom and her dad abandoned her.
Both of her parents like abandoned her, and she watches her content in a way to kind of seek that motherly figure for that little girl. So yeah, when I heard that, it was just, it freaking touched me, man.
Yeah, like when she was saying that, I was like, oh, like, I don't know, I could just think about Jaylene like being in that situation. And I was like, dude,
yeah,
no.
knock on wood. Yeah,
yeah.
That's why I just like, I feel like us as parents, if we want to bring a kid into this world, like me personally, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this life experience as beautiful as possible, as I and we can, right?
Yeah.
Like, because yeah, they don't choose to come to this world. We had the decision to make this baby come to this human experience.
Yeah.
So let's make it the best as possible for her. That's why I just like, obviously not completely spoil her, and obviously teach her morals and be a good person, but at the same time, you know, have that love and best experience as possible.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you know, like, I feel like a lot of people fantasize cuando dicen, no, donde comen 3, comen 4, comen 5. Like, you have to be, like, realistic, dude, that if you're not in the circumstances to bring another kid, then you probably shouldn't. And going to that, I saw a post on TikTok of this guy that he was against it, but it was like this little rancho, like, I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was like, it was somewhere in Mexico, but the people were like in extreme poverty, like the house didn't have windows. They didn't have a bathroom. Like, it was bad. And his argument was that a lot of these women were getting pregnant and they didn't know that after like they had their baby, their doctors put an IDU. Is it an IDU? It's a thing for you not to get pregnant.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It is an IDU.
Or IUD.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
IDU, IUD.
IUD.
You guys know what I'm talking about. It's a thing that they put down there for you not to get pregnant. Like,
right.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these women, like, they were obviously in extreme poverty. And the doctors from, like, the little rancho were like, oh, like, we're just going to put the thing on them for them not to have more kids because of their circumstances. But they never told them. Like, I guess they found out because later on they were trying to have kids back to back. And they're like, oh, I can't get pregnant. So then that's how they found out they had this thing. And that's why they couldn't get pregnant.
Crazy. And
dude, like, a bunch of people in the comments were like, oh, like why are you trying to bring more kids into the world if you're already suffering with the ones that you have? And I saw somebody's comment and she was like, it might not be the best approach, but it's the right thing because, like, dude, you're already struggling with the kids that you have and you still want to bring more kids. Like, you're just going to bring them to suffer.
Wow. Yes.
And it's hard, dude, because it's like, obviously you're not in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the way that they were doing things was probably not the right thing. It's probably like they should have teach them like about how to take care of themselves. But
yeah,
I don't know, dude. I feel like that one's hard.
Yeah, it's hard because who should decide whether or not another human being should have kids, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, and there's going to be contradicting sides, right? But then at the same time, it's like maybe before having kids, you should show that you have a secure income coming in, I guess a household that this kid is going to be able to sleep safe at night, and like the basic necessities, not necessarily to have like wealth, and be rich, but at least the basic necessities that, okay, you're in good conditions to bring another person to this world.
Yeah.
Right? Because then, like you said, if these people, if they're already suffering themselves, why are you gonna do that to another kid?
Yeah.
To another person?
Because then these are the kids that are like in the semáforo asking for money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's just like a domino effect of like, oh, like these people have a bunch of kids and they obviously can't take care of them financially, and then it leads to them like to a bunch of other things.
What would be the contradicting side to that? Like, let's say if right now so you would agree with that, right? At least the basic necessities to like bring a kid to this world. So what would be the counter, I guess, counter freaking perspective to that? What would you say? That, oh, nobody should dictate whether or not another person should have kids? Would you say that?
I feel like nobody's in the right to tell somebody like, oh, you can't have kids or you should have this many, but like you have to be realistic to like what kind of household are you gonna bring him to, like, or what if you're in a toxic ass relationship and you want to still be having kids? Like, you think that's gonna be right? Like, what if your husband like beats you up and you're like, no, I want to stay with him, and then you keep having kids with him? Like, what's I don't know, dude. Like, it's just like you gotta think things.
Maybe even having just some it's hard because then it's just kind of like then the government would have more control over it.
Doesn't China do that? There's like somewhere in Asia that they can only have one child.
I think because over like population and you could only have one kid. Not sure if that's actual factual or not, but yeah, I've heard about that too. But yeah, dude, like it's hard, but I strongly agree that if you're already suffering, why bring another kid into this world?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what was the end result with that? Do you know?
Like, everybody was fighting in the comments because like a lot of the girls were like, oh, like, do you not see like how many kids are orphaned, like or like how many people give up their kids, and like yeah, somebody can be like, oh, like, you know, like I'm not gonna have an abortion, like I'm just gonna have this kid, and then they put him into an orphanage, but then it's like all the shit that they go through being in an orphanage somebody not wanting to adopt them, or if they do go to a house, like being like sexually abused. Like, there's just so many things that these kids get exposed to that it's just like you're gonna get shamed if you do have an abortion, and then if you decide to have this kid and then give it up in hopes of somebody adopting them, then there's like a downfall to that too.
Yeah. Well, that kind of goes in line, I guess, within the same topic, right? Right before the podcast, I was getting a couple files ready so I could be ready for the podcast. And we were talking about the different types of perspective that a person can have as a mother, right? Like right now, Chelo's mainly being a stay-at-home mom, right? And she was talking about that at times she feels like it's overwhelming staying at home, only dealing with the baby and just being at home, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that's one of the biggest struggles as a mom, you would say?
Yeah. That
just being stuck inside a home with the baby?
Yeah.
Okay. And then have you recently changed your perspective? Or I think you mentioned that one TikTok that you came across or something along the lines.
Yeah, I was telling Angel, like, oh, like sometimes, like before when I was working, like I would be at work. It wouldn't be all the time. It would be just some days that I'd be at work and I'm like, oh, like I'm so fed up with work today. Like, I just wish I was home with the baby and Angel. But I'd be at work. And then now that I'm just being home with the baby, or not necessarily just being home, but just being exclusively with the baby, it's just like, damn, like I wish sometimes that I had a job so I can like distract myself. But then I go back to the same thing because I know like at some point, like being at work, I'm going to be like, oh, like I wish I was home with the baby. So it's just like, damn if I do, and then damn if I don't. And I was seeing this TikTok, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And it was like, oh, all moms, what's the, what did it say? Tell me, this is how it said, this is how you know you're a bougie mom. And it had like a stroller brand. It had a video of like this nice stroller. And it was a stroller that's more expensive than the Nuna. And the Nuna is like $1,000. And this stroller was like around the same price or a little bit higher. And when I saw the comments, it was like split, because a lot of people were saying, oh, if you have a Nuna, if you have like materialistic things for babies, they're like, oh, you're a bougie mom. And then I kept scrolling, and there was this comment that had a bunch of likes, and it's like, no, the real bougie is if you can be a stay-at-home mom and not have to go to work.
Yeah, like luxury, right?
Yeah, like luxury. And then after that, like there was other comments that kept saying the same thing of being a stay-at-home mom.
And you said that kind of helped you to shift your mindset to value your current circumstance.
Yeah,
right?
and then it just kind of hit me, because I feel like at times I'm like privileged to have certain things that I don't really think about it. It's just like, oh, I have this.
Yeah.
But then when I see it from another perspective, I'm like, damn, like these people wish they could have this and they can't, because they either go 50-50 or they really just can't. I don't know their situation, but
yeah.
The
thing is, in relating it to that, right, as a mom, like, yeah, you're beyond blessed, right? But as us as human beings here in the United States and here in California, right, just having the basic necessities to be able to like live day by day and month to month, just to be able to afford a household, even though it's hard, especially here in San Diego, it's super expensive, right? But just to have what we have, we're beyond blessed, right? Even just to wake up with health. So many people wish they had the capability to go on a walk, right? That's why in the past, you know how I would say like, hey, let's go on a walk, and then you wouldn't want to. I'm like, man, it's so like people wish they could go on a walk, and you're deciding not to, right? But just recently I've seen that shift in you, and now Chelo and I praise Chelo for this. Right now we're going on walks now. Like even Chelo recently just helped me cut the grass.
First time. I already did a second time.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm seeing a lot of change, but I think one of the key things that I've always told Chelo is don't ever forget about who you are as a person, right? Because you have to be good first with yourself in order to be a good mom, and in order for you to be a good partner with myself. And yeah, dude, like you just always have to have the good perspective, right? Like, because you can always look at things in a negative way, but if you look at the like outside from an outsider's perspective looking in, you're like, so many people wish they had what we have, right? And it's not saying that we're rich or anything, because we're totally not. But even the basic necessities, I think even your sister said, oh, I wish we had a yard.
Oh yeah, last weekend when we were having the hot dogs and the burgers.
Even having a yard, a lot of people don't have a yard.
Yeah.
Right? I personally think, and I remember this, and now that I have a yard, like I value that. As a kid, I always wanted to have a backyard myself. And yeah, dude, like it's just, we always have to look at the blessings we have on a daily basis. Just the health itself, dude, it's huge. It's a huge blessing to have a roof on top of our head. So yeah, dude, it's I don't take any of that for granted. At times I look and like it's crazy how everything manifests, and yeah, the manifestation works and all that, but then just to be like, dude, like, because obviously we're putting in the work, like building the studio. Me and your dad built it, right? Doing all the different things we've done to the house, even though it's taken physical work. But when you, like, as time passes by, and then I look like, what the heck? Like, I have a designated room to come and record. We have a yard that our daughter can come out and play. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, at times I step back and look inside and
remember the other day when you were like, oh, how many years has it been since you invaded here? And I was like, well, it's almost gonna be 6. And then you're like, oh, what have we done to the house? And I was literally giving a list to Angel of like, oh, we've done this and this. I don't know, it was probably like 20 things that it might not seem a lot, but it's been a lot.
All right, so I have a few topics. Ready to get into it?
Are you ready? Welcome to Hoy Nomas podcast with Angel Houseman.
All right. So the next clip Are you ready, Chilo? You can't be looking into that. You can't be reading it, dude. Don't read it. Okay, so the next clip is proof of ghost existing, even though you can't see the matter or the physical, but the energy still remains.
Even severed, the leaf's electromagnetic field held its blueprint. Proof that form is secondary to frequency. You didn't cut the leaf, you cut matter. The memory stayed. Energy doesn't disappear. It encodes the form. What you see is absence. What remains is memory in motion.
Crazy, right? So even though you're cutting off a piece of this leaf, the energy of the leaf, of the shape of the leaf still remained. And you can still see the particles of the leaf still being active, right?
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I was relating it to ghosts, right? Even though the physical matter of a person,
the body,
is no longer here physically, but the energy still remains. That's why you can see ghosts. And when I was going through the comments, a lot of people were relating it to, I think, something along the lines when people lose an arm or a leg, they still feel the pain in that area. I forgot exactly what it's called, but check this out.
You have never heard of the phrase of the body has memory?
When you lose a
there you
limb,
go.
you might still feel pain in that area. This phenomenon is called phantom pain, and it happens because the brain continues to receive signals from the nerves. Since the brain isn't adjusted immediately, it interprets these signals as pain from the missing limb. This results in nerve misfires, sending pain signals to the brain. When you lose a limb, you might
That's
still...
insane.
That's crazy.
Like, imagine not to have part of your body and then you're like, dude, like, my leg hurts, but you don't have a leg.
That's insane, right? What were you gonna say that if I ever heard of the term?
Have you ever heard of the term that the body has
memory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that goes hand in hand when you work out. Like, let's say if
that's where I was gonna go to.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when you work out, and like for instance, when I've worked out, I used to work out back in the days. I still work out, but not as much as before. Before I used to work work out 5 to 6 days a week and be in a strict diet or whatnot. But let's say if I go back into working out more consistently and I diet just real quick, I can easily get back in shape pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they call it muscle memory.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause this girl that I watch on TikTok, she barely started going back to the gym. And she's like, oh, like I haven't been working out that much. And then she was already getting her abs back. And she said something about muscle memory.
Yeah. It's a real thing. Yeah, but what do you think about that video, The Leaf? I think that just showcases that it's because we're energy, dude. We're energy. At the end of the day, it's just the body that we have. It's just a vehicle.
The vessel.
Yeah, it's the vessel, the vehicle of our soul, of our energy. Have you ever seen that video when a sperm lands and hits the egg? You know it lights up, right?
No, I didn't know that. No.
No?
No.
Dude, when I saw that, I was like, wow, dude, like it freaking... It's mind-blowing because, and they say that that's the soul pretty much entering this egg. But at the end, what freaking was mind-blowing was that it literally lights up.
Damn.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
This is actual footage of the moment life begins. It's called the zinc spark. A burst of light that happens the instant a sperm fuses with an egg.
Look at that,
This flash
dude.
is no coincidence.
Damn.
It's triggered by a sudden surge of calcium inside the egg, releasing millions of zinc ions into the surrounding space, creating this incredible light show. But it's more than just beautiful, it's essential. The brighter the spark, the healthier the egg, a signal of its ability to support life. It also plays a role in protecting the egg, helping to prevent multiple sperm from entering. This is literally the first step in the process that led to you. If life begins with a flash of energy, what does that say about you? Right now, every cell in your body is generating over 1 trillion electrical signals per second, all powered by the same force that lit up the very beginning of your life. It's in every thought, every heartbeat, and every breath that you take. You're more than flesh and blood. You're a walking, living field of energy. So the next time you wonder what you are, remember, you're light, your energy, and it all started with a spark.
Crazy, dude.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's why, dude, like, I always, one of my biggest things, I feel like maybe I haven't spoken about it as much, but dude, everybody that's here in this realm is special, dude. And I hate people not working towards their full potential.
But what if that's just their function?
What's that?
To not work to their full potential.
So you think there's the purpose of certain people? There's certain people that just fully came into this realm to be that person, of just like,
yeah.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because I feel like in a perfect world, then everybody would be reaching their full potential, or if I should say, like their life's mission.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what my life mission is, and you probably don't either.
I personally don't know, right? But I just follow my heart. I follow what I want to do, right? Because if I want to do certain things, there's a reason why I'm getting that message to want to do those things. But
then what if I told you, like, oh, what if you would be, what if, like, if your gift in life would be for you to communicate with the other side, and like to be like a messenger between the dead and right here, like, and you would have to pursue that. You'd be like, oh, like, that's not, like, I'm not interested in that, but maybe that would be your life mission.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because one thing is what we like and what we want, but I feel like our life mission is different, something that we probably don't even think about.
True. That's a good point. Maybe it's just like, man, I don't want that. I don't want to experience that.
Because I feel like, I personally think that everybody has, like, I mean, not that everybody can probably see dead people, but we all have something on the psychic stuff that we have probably suppressed because of everything that we have.
Yeah.
But if we were all to work on it, we would probably develop, like, something along those lines.
Yeah, like I think I've mentioned, I think it was this week, right, that I really, really, truly believe this, that Teddy, my pup, he communicates with me telepathically. Like, whenever let's say I'm working on the computer, or I'm doing something around the house, you know, he goes directly, stands like on the side, and he'll just be staring at me. But with that stare,
it's like if he was talking to you.
Yeah, he's just like
intimidating you.
No. He's communicating like, hey, like, I want your attention, and I can feel it. Maybe it's just because, you know how when you feel it when somebody's watching you, maybe it's that. But I know when he's doing that, like, and I'm like, oh, he wants something, and I feel it, and then I through the corner of my eye, I see Teddy, and he's just wagging his tail, like, yeah, yeah, dude. So for sure, like, the communication, telepathically communication, it's for sure a thing. We've lost touch with it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. We're all light at the end of the day. I think, once again, I strongly believe that reality is stranger than fiction, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at all those different things, dude. Ayahuasca, like, it's a whole different dimension that you tap into. That's why I'm, like, so intrigued with that topic. It's just all the supernatural things. It's just like, what the heck? So many different things.
What are we watching next?
All right, so the next clip is a woman in Massachusetts was going for a walk and ran into what it appears to be a huge figure ready for a ritual.
Can somebody tell me what this is? I was just going for a smoke walk after work, and what is this? Please tell me, because I'm freaked the fuck out. Can somebody tell me?
Dude, that looks freaking crazy.
creepy. It looks like a creature. The the bottom looks like if they put all those branches as a bed. Then there's like horns by the feet area. I don't know if that would be the feet or the head.
That's crazy, dude. A lot of people were saying, what were they saying? It means you're too deep into the woods. Go home, friend. Yeah, dude. Like it looks more something like if it would be like a ritual, right? Like I almost feel like that freaking creature's about to get up, dude. Mm-hmm. I even screenshot that picture itself and I sent it to ChatGPT. And I'm like, hey, like, what do you think this is? And dude, like, seriously, this is exactly what ChatGPT said. It said, bro, what the hell is that? That's crazy that freaking ChatGPT tells me that. All right. It literally told me that, bro, what the hell is that? And it said, let's break it down. What we're looking at, it pretty much gave me a breakdown of what we were looking at. It's a large structure made of twisted branches, logs, moss. The central figure appears to resemble a reclining human form, almost like it's laying down in a forest cradle or nest. Possible theories: nature, sculpture, art, installation, occult symbolism, a ritual site. Witchcraft, a shrine. Could be a nature altar honoring earth, spirits, or death, rebirth. Sometimes people build figures like this as offerings, manifestation rituals, or even banishment setups. Social media bait. So yeah, dude, it's crazy. Even ChatGPT was like, "What the heck?" But what do you think personally? What do you think it could be? Quick reminder, we now have a call-in number where you guys can leave us voice messages, video calls. Let us know a story you would want us to share on the podcast, anything you want. The goal is being able to interact with the people that support the channel. Even if you're looking for love, we will find your true love on Hoy Nomas podcast. Also, for anyone that is interested on creating your own channel, we have our Amazon storefront linked in the description where you can find all the cameras we use, the microphones, the lights, the equipment where all of our podcasts are recorded to. If you need any help with editing services, we are able to produce your entire podcast, edit your short form content from Instagram Reels, TikToks, etc. You can look at all of our content as reference and we got you covered. And finally, if you want to support the channel, you can leave us a super thanks down below, which will help us tremendously, and we'll make sure to highlight that comment on the upcoming podcast and give you a shout out. Now back to the podcast.
You know what it reminded me of? Of those like little figures that appeared at Choya's. The ones that I was like, oh, they remind me of duendes. But this thing looks way more creepy than that.
Dude, like I picture that thing freaking like...
It's just gonna stand up.
Yeah. But you know what? It's always... There's so much mystery in the woods, dude. In the woods.
I will not go explore the woods, dude.
Yeah. What do you think it is, dude, about the woods? You think there's something more majestic, more mystical out in the woods, or you think it's just the animals itself?
I think there's something more than the animals, like the bears or the animals that we know that are in the woods.
You think it's supernatural though? Like maybe another not necessarily ghost, but you think like other creatures that
like fairies, duendes.
Yeah,
because I don't know, I remember when we used to be kids, we used to go to cows, and my tia Pati, she would always be like, oh, you guys need to ask for permission to go up cows.
To Cows Mountain?
Yeah.
What?
And I was like, dude, like I would just listen to her and I'd be like, yeah, like whatever, you know, like let's just get this hike started. But then, dude, like it clicked, like after, like this was when I was like in my teens, and like now after hearing all these videos and like things about duendes, it's like, dude, like the duendes are like out there, and like si un cerro es de ellos, like you need to ask them for permission because they can like come home with you.
Did she ever say why?
She never. I never really asked her why. I was just kind of like, whatever, dude, like yeah, like let's hurry up. Yeah. But I think that's where it was going, because she's like, oh, we need to ask permission to go up the mountain.
But then you figure that so many people climb Cows Mountain, and at least you never really hear of anything, right?
No, yeah, you never really hear of anything, but I just feel like people that are more connected to nature, like, just know that. I mean, I'm not saying that there's duendes in Cows Mountain, but like, what if there was? Yeah. I don't know, dude, because you're just being in their territory.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, yeah, I think personally, who knows what that figure was. I don't think I saw anything of somebody actually providing an answer to, but it might have been that, like, yeah, that didn't look nothing too positive.
It didn't look good.
It looked freaky, dude. Yeah, but I don't know, dude. For sure, the woods is something. It's something so many people get lost in the woods. Or something always happens.
Or like the freaking fairy video that I sent you yesterday too.
Yeah.
I was showing Andrew this video that I ran into TikTok, and it was this little girl that she made like a little fairy house, and she put it like next to this big tree that's been like I don't know how many years old at her grandparents' house, and the mom was recording, and she's like, "Oh guys, look at all these little flowers that just like sprouted like from one day to another," and she's like, we come here like twice a week, and like these flowers have never been here, like, or around the tree. And she's like, I think it's like it became like the fairies like have been here.
Here, let's play it.
Oh, you have it?
So my daughter built a fairy garden, and it's been here for like what, almost a week?
No, it's been here since my birthday.
Okay, and we came out here, and you guys have to see the flowers that are growing around her little fairy house.
Yeah,
and now
but
I'm
it's
like,
not growing anywhere else.
It's not growing anywhere else. And these flowers were not here when she built this house. Hold on. So here's the fairy house right by the apple tree in her grandparents' backyard. And she put like a little table. But anyways, we walked over here like to check on it because this is not our house. Like we just come like, once or twice a week. Look at these flowers. Look at all these little flowers that started growing.
And there was like...
Look.
Only there...
Look how tiny. Hold on, mi amor. Look, these flowers have never, ever, get up, mommy, have never, ever, ever grown over here. And this tree has been here for years.
Yeah, but there was only like a couple. There was only a couple here.
Yeah. Look at the grass. This is the
built.
grass. There's no flowers anywhere else. Just around the little house. No, mommy, don't step on them. Look. Look at the little flowers. Look,
And there was only a couple right here.
look how tiny they are. They're little fairy flowers.
Dude, I've never seen flowers that small.
No, me
guys-
neither.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
They're so fresh. Like the fairies are happy because you made them a little home. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is for real. Look at the little flowers. We came. I'm like, what the heck? There's flowers. I believe in fairies now because look at all these little flowers growing everywhere. Look at this one. So my daughter.
What was the key thing that they were saying in the comments though?
So in the comments they were saying somebody was like, "Oh, she was a fairy." Yeah. You know that little sound?
Yeah.
They were just messing around with that, but there was other comments that they were like, "Oh, I guess those specific flowers are specific to this one fairy," and they're like, "Oh, it's the fairy, I don't know, like whatever, like the cello fairy, I don't know, like they're just relating that flower that flower is like specific to a fairy type." And they're like, "Oh, the flowers of this type
A fairy.
Of this type of fairy, it's this type of fairy because of those flowers."
Oh shoot, really?
Yeah. And then other people in the comments were like, "Oh, be careful because the flowers, según they were like, kind of like if they were like placed in a circle, and they were like, oh, when the flowers are in that placement, it means that your daughter offered the fairy something." And then there was other people who were saying like, "Oh, like I wouldn't be doing that because if there's gonna be fairies, they're gonna attract the duendes." And like the comments were just mixed.
And then it said, since it was going in a circle, about asking for permission.
Yeah,
something?
like asking for permission to be like around that area.
That's weird, right? So you think,
Because it said that the fairies are like
almost like welcome them
exactly.
in. Oh shoot, that's
Kind of
crazy.
like, oh, like here's your spot, but then once they got there, it's like, okay, like this is our spot, but you have to ask us for permission now, because then we're now like this is ours.
Yeah. And I think I've mentioned this in the past, right? That I would always hear this as a kid or when I was younger, that supposedly kids would be taken by duendes, and then that's why kids would have the bottom of their feet like with mud or dirt because yeah, you never heard that?
I've never heard that, but I've heard stories of duendes. Like I was hearing this podcast the other day and they were talking about duendes. And I guess this was like back in the day, somebody was sharing their story and this little kid used to live in a rancho. And, you know, like back in the day, everybody used to go out and play.
Yeah.
And I guess like all the little kids from the rancho would go out and play. And then, you know, like the time for you to go back in would be like sunset. And he said like when it was time for them to go back home, there was this one kid that went missing. And the whole rancho flipped out because it's like, dude, like everybody knows each other. Like who took this kid, or like did he get lost? Like they were like trying to make things up. And then the parents got freaked out and they were kind of like, oh, like what happened to this kid? Like months passed by and this kid, like he didn't show up. So they thought he was dead. And then the parents kind of forgot about it. And then they started letting the kids go out and play again. And like, let's say they started going to play on Monday. By Wednesday, it was time for all of them to go back home. And I guess this guy narrating, or this old señor narrating the story, he was saying that there was this little girl that started saying, like screaming. She was like, ay, suéltame, like suéltame, suéltame. So everybody turned around because she was being loud. And he said that when they turned, they saw two like little figurines, or like two little tiny kids, like that they were like pulling her from the arm into this well.
Oh, what the heck?
And that since the girl started making a scene, like, and everybody like stared at these little beings, that they ran away and they hopped into the well.
What?
And I guess like the little girl, like they took her home, and like the whole pueblito found out. And this little kid, the one narrating the story, he was like, oh, like I have to confess something. When the other boy went missing, he's like, I saw that two little figurines that looked like them. They took him and they freaking jumped with him into the well.
What?
So the parents were freaking out, and I guess allegedly they went into the well and the boy was in there, but he was already dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
But was there any proof of that, or if
it was just somebody's story,
like
but,
a legend, right,
yeah,
or something? Oh, okay, damn, that's interesting.
But I've always heard that like allegedly like duendes go for the kids, or they also say like, oh, like they go for the kids if they're not baptized, or same thing with brujas.
Really? Like because a kid is not baptized?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about baptism though? Because I guess,
don't agree with it, but
do you feel like it actually brings some sort of protection?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what to think, because I've heard like a lot of these stories like about brujas or duendes that the people are not into religion, but they end up just baptizing their kids so like nothing bad happens to them.
But then it goes hand in hand, like, oh, are you like superstitious?
True.
Yeah.
But then what if you're being haunted with one of these things, and you're like, oh, like if I have like if I can do this and it takes this thing away, then I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you want to baptize the baby?
I'm still on the no page.
Okay. I am too, right? Because I believe like one of the things is religion, right? But then another thing too is spirituality. And yeah.
I also think like it depends a lot of where you live.
I agree. And then the energy you're bringing, right?
Yeah, because if you live in the rancho, like I would think that something like that is obviously more likely to happen than if you lived here.
I agree. It's always somewhere remote, like you said, in rancho or
but
Mexico.
Because I've always heard that like the duendes like living like in nature. And so like the brujas, because they're just like out there like in remote areas, they're not gonna be like in the middle of chaos.
Yeah, like in the city.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they don't. If there is some, but
but I mean, there goes the, I guess, to tie it back to that other video, dude, it's always in the woods or out in like remote areas. From all the videos that I've heard about witches and duendes, it's always like nature. Yeah. Crazy, huh? Huh. I wonder because there's more energy because of the like trees and. Yeah, you're probably like way more connected to like
other things. That's why they're more likely to be out there.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing, it's like, I'm pretty sure you've seen this type of soap, but I wonder if, yeah, it's kind of weird. When I first saw this video, I saw it and I recognized that soap, but
You're like Cello uses that soap.
But they were even saying that I think it's called like a magic soap. Have you seen that magic soap?
The magic soap.
Yeah. So apparently this magic soap, they're even saying is demonic. Not sure if it's a reach, but check this out.
Y'all, I know I'm not tripping, but hold on. I had to come to the store to show y'all this. Okay. It says...
I'm sure you've seen that soap.
I've seen that soap, but I've never used that brand.
Okay.
And I've never used any of those things.
So it's called magic soap.
Okay.
Magic soap, peppermint. And then...
What
this creepy shit on the inside.
That's crazy, huh?
Dude.
And
Oh, you got scared?
literally...
Yeah.
What the fuck was that face?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Did it scare you?
Yeah, dude, it did.
Yeah.
the brand.
Oh, dude, they all fucking have them. I already saw, like, out of the corner of my eye.
I could have swore it used to be Pure Castle bar soap.
Yeah, I used to be that.
But it used to say Pure Castle soap. And now it says Magic soap with this weird shit on the inside. Now, let me show y'all what I have, what I bought like a while ago. Now, this was like the original.
Yeah, so this is the original one. Check it out.
It's
Pure Castle
not gonna
soap.
have it. No.
Nothing on the inside. Like, I was literally taking a shower and the bottle caught my eye and I looked on the inside. That shit scared the hell out of me. What is going on, Dr. Broners? Like, I just thank God for, like, my discernment and just me being spiritually aware, because what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on? Magic stuff. I don't play with nothing magic. Nothing.
Yeah.
So that'll be the last time I buy that. And forgive me, God, for using the bottle that I used that had that on there, because what? Somebody tell me what's going on.
What do you think, dude?
So I remember seeing that, like, that brand of soap blow up a while back because it was like one of the most like clean ingredients. Like,
Oh, that soap itself?
not that soap, but that brand,
Okay.
the Dr. Browners or Browners, whatever it's called. But I don't know. That shit fucking spooked
Like,
me.
why would he put that in the
Yeah.
back, right? It does look creepy.
Like, the only, like, first they changed the name because it was Pure Castile soap. They changed it to the Magic soap.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe the brand sold out or what, but that shit fucking scared me.
Yeah. Let's see what the comments, maybe the comments were saying, no, man, that's scary in both the physical and the spiritual sense. I know Jesus be in the clouds giggling at y'all. It's not that deep. It's always that deep. Okay, so you're saying, it's maybe some people will say like, oh, it's just like you're tripping out. But then she's like, no, it is that deep. Maybe there's something behind that, right? They changed the label on March 2025. It's the same product, and the picture is a tribute to the late Dr. Bronner. Well, that picture itself looks creepy, but why not put the picture of the doctor on the front of the soap, right?
Yeah.
Is the baby waking up?
Yeah, she's trying to grab her freaking bottle. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. So we left off pretty much saying that this person commented, it's the same product in the picture. It's a tribute to the late Dr. Bronner. But why not put the picture like in the front, right?
Wait, so they're saying that the picture that showed up on the freaking bottle was the doctor.
Yeah, it's a doctor.
Why would it put it like all low key, dude? That looks
Why put
scary.
it in the back? It looks creepy, right? If you want to make a tribute, like put in like nice, even if it's small in the corner or something, to not change the label completely.
Yeah.
But put a picture on the bottom or something. Not on the back,
Yeah, I know.
making it look all creepy.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they sold out is because I feel like usually brands that are like healthy, when they sell out, they'll change a lot of their ingredients. Or they'll change like the font on the bottle or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Cello had to step out because the baby keeps on waking up. But so we have a bassinet for the baby.
We had.
Oh yeah, we had, because the baby like shakes it when she stands up, and So anyways, she's been sleeping with us again.
It basically broke off.
Yeah. Yeah, so now the baby's sleeping with us, and I think she's just not used to sleeping in the bed with us anymore. Yeah,
she's not used to sleeping in the bed anymore. Plus, right now she was laying down and she was going like this.
Yeah.
And she would do that because she would scratch the little mesh on the bassinet. So she's probably like looking for it. She can't find it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she kind of knew where her bottle was at before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to wrap it up real quick. But because the baby, we don't want the baby to wake up. But, yeah, just one last video. I know in the past, many of us know that your phones listen to you, probably watch you. But one thing that I personally didn't know is that they say that even your TV watches you. Have you heard about that before?
Not the TV. Yeah. I knew about the phone, but not the TV.
So I was looking around my room for something to test this if my TV's watching me theory. And so I've never seen a Lego commercial ever. It's never been presented to me. I've seen the commercials around my son, but I've never seen ads, Lego ads or anything like that. So I played with some Legos in front of the TV. I just said the word Lego 1,000 times and was just holding it, showing it to the TV like Lego, 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 Lego. And lo and behold, my first Lego ad. And of course it's Saturn. So I was looking around
What do you think about that? You think TVs are also, I guess, listening to you?
Maybe.
Because now
only if you have a smart TV, then probably. If it's like an old TV, then I don't think so.
Right. That's true. I think everything now, modern days, they make it into a way that not only maybe watch you, right, but at the same time, it's listening to everything you're saying.
Okay, so it looks like he was like on Netflix or something because, like when you, and this is just me allegedly, but like, when you like purchase like Netflix or Hulu or any of those things, you have to consent to a lot of things that are like written in like small little tiny words that we probably none of us freaking read.
Yeah.
So what if somewhere in there is like, oh, we're listening to you, but you don't know, like, dude, you're agreeing to this.
Dude, I feel like that's all the freaking apps.
And I don't know if you have a smart TV and if it's just listening to you, then I wouldn't doubt that it does that.
You know what I hate, dude? That like the latest TV that we bought, you had to download an app in order for you to finish setting up your TV. So like, oh dude, I don't want to do it, but now it's like it made you like download it in order for you to finish setting it up, and then you accept all the different terms and conditions. So maybe it's true.
Yeah, because or if you have to be like, oh, sign into your Google account or to your email, then they already got you right there.
Google has everything already. But
or
then
your search.
But then I think somewhere in the comments they were saying that they were even saying that I guess these devices also pick up on your thoughts.
Dude, I feel like it was sometime last week that I was like, we were talking about something and I told you like, oh look, I got an ad about this, or something came up and I was like, I freaking can't remember what it was.
Yeah, dude, I don't freaking doubt that they already have that type of technology. Is the baby waking up again?
Need to rip it up.
All right. So once again, my name is Angel Houseman. Thank you for joining in into this week's podcast. What emoji are we gonna leave behind? Real quick. A duende, but there's no duendes.
A tree.
A tree. Yeah, for the woods.
What else do we talk about? A baby for the first half of the freaking podcast.
Yeah, a tree and a baby. All right. Till next time.
Okay. Bye.
Hoy no